we've had, a long, full life.
Lifelong life, yes.
But one thing that I feel like, as they say in church, I would be remiss
I
if
would
I
be
did not
remiss.
say, um, a part of this planning that you're doing with your finances, you also need to do that in the sense of a will, a trust, um, power of attorney, medical power of attorney, or advance directive, because one thing that this states or this country is going to do is get their money. So if
Say
you do
that.
not, and I tell people this all the time, if you don't have a plan, the state has one for you. Every state in these United States has a plan for what happens when you die. So if you innate, we have the right and the privileged opportunity, whatever you want to call it, to create a plan. You do not have to be wealthy. You do not have to have millions and billions or thousands to make a plan. Even if you feel like I wasn't able to save, I don't have a retirement account, but I have a house, or I have, I don't know, you got a Winnebago, whatever, you have something that is of value to you and your family, make a plan so that it can be passed and stay in your family, because that is another way that we create and maintain generational wealth. And it does start with having that conversation with self about, well, what do I have? Do I have a surplus to set something aside? But also, I would hate that you get all this together
And
and then
then,
when you die, it was for naught. Because, and not to say that your family wouldn't get any of it, because in that plan that the state has, there is a portion that goes to your heirs, your spouse or your children. But sometimes as much as 50%, it gets up there. The state is going to take. So if there is money, they're going to take. If there's property, you might be forced to sell it so that you can pay off certain things. So like I said, that is another conversation. But I just, as you all are thinking about having these hard conversations with yourself, add that to the list.
absolutely, add that to the list. What you make, what you spend, and where's your will? Where is it? Get that.
And the will can be simple. It does not have to be long and convoluted, despite what some might tell you or make you believe. It does not have to be long. You do want to make sure that it is done in accordance with your state's requirements so that it will be recognized. And even more, some more people are starting to use trust or create trust, because that's another way to avoid some of the taxes, and protect assets in a different way. But
So, because you said that, let me just say this. Some of us have been divorced. We've had people pass away. We've had things that have happened in your life that makes your life situation messy. If you don't do the thing to put your messiness in order, it gets messy when you're gone, right? So if you've
yeah,
been divorced or people have passed away or whatever's happened and things are not straight before you go, you're going to create a mess for people behind you. And shout out to the divorcees, but you might want to check your paperwork.
not might, please do. Like, please do. I wasn't alive for it, but there's stories in my family where my grandfather was a Rolling Stone and he thought it was a good idea to go marry someone else, but he forgot to divorce my grandmother.
Do you see? All I'm saying is stuff gets messy and you don't want people fighting in places they don't need to be fighting. So don't do that. Don't do that.
Exactly. And the same, even if you have a will, if you have your retirement accounts or your investment accounts, update your beneficiaries, because they will not care if you divorced John
They don't care.
20
They
years
don't.
ago.
They do not.
If John's name is still listed as a
They do not.
beneficiary when you pass away, John is getting that money
This
and
is a
it will
whole
legally be his.
this is a whole conversation that we could have a whole this could go on, but what she said